I know a lot of you are excited about the launch of the Explorer, and I can tell you that we are just as excited about telling you all the specifics about it.
I think one of the most important things that we said to the customer in SUV imagery, when we asked our customers, what does an SUV mean to you?
Right.
They said really how it looks and if it's capable. So in looks, what we worried about was its stance. And as you look at this truck, you can tell it has a very muscular, athletic stance. And you pick that up in cues like the reverse power dome hood, the clamshell hood. The wheel flares have a muscular tone to it. As you go along the side of the vehicle, one of our customers called it ripped and toned. It's
buff.
Buff, exactly. It's an athlete, a linebacker with 440 speed type of athlete.
And it looks like it was hewn from a piece of stone.
Exactly.
And tell us a little bit about the front face, the Ford face of the Explorer.
Yeah, the Ford continues the interpretation of your 3-bar grille. This is a modern interpretation of it that has, and customers really appreciated the fine detail that, the thinning out the chrome, but the look of it was well received in market research.
The real craftsmanship.
Exactly, well crafted. And then, of course, you can't help but look at the beautiful headlamps. As far as I'm concerned, the lamps are considered the jewelry of the
It's
vehicle.
the jewelry, right?
Yes, and I love jewelry. And the attention to, the attention to detail, like even if you pick up the cue, it says the Explorer right in the lamp.
That's right.
And it just enhances the look. It's athletic yet still well-crafted luxury.
Well, the styling is just really gorgeous. Now, tell us, is it all just about the styling, or is there actually some functionality to the styling?
Yeah, it's a great question. I was very proud of our team because we have our design creative team and we have our aerodynamics team. And they worked in what I would call the best creative tension I've ever seen, trying to work to understand each other's goals.
I like that, creative tension.
Yeah, it delivered unsurpassed coefficient of drag. And what that means to the customer is aerodynamics, that the vehicle can move through the wind, which translates to great fuel economy. You can't just get through fuel economy through one method, right? Aerodynamics was one huge delivery. Our beautiful powertrains are another, our 6-speed transmission, our electronic steering. You start adding all of those up, and it's hard work to get there, but one thing at a time delivers that best-in-class fuel economy.
Right. Now, speaking of the demands of the customers, a lot of Explorer customers, they tow their boats, maybe they tow a horse trailer or the stuff that they bring with them when they go on vacation or they go off-road. Tell us a little bit about the capability of the Explorer to deliver that to what customers are used to from Explorer.
Yeah, this Explorer will tow 5,000 pounds, which meets the needs of over 90% of our customer base.
Right.
A lot of them actually don't tow at all, but those that do have been very happy with the towing amount. We also focused on, again, with a theme of simplicity, making it easier to tow. So we have the backup camera, the reverse camera to make it easier to hook up.
Right.
We have trailer sway mitigation to make you feel safer and more in control when you're doing it.
So we got 2 special engines that's under the hood of this beautiful baby. So can you tell us a little bit about them?
Sure. The standard engine is a 3.5-liter TI-VCT, and it delivers best-in-class fuel economy. While delivering that fuel economy also gives you 290 horsepower.
Right.
It's a beautiful engine.
Wow.
And then to take that one step further, so that we can deliver jaw-dropping fuel economy, we have an optional 2-liter i4, yes, an i4 in an Explorer.
A 4-cylinder underneath the hood of an Explorer.
Yes, with our EcoBoost technology to deliver over a 30% improvement in fuel economy versus the current Explorer V6.
Julie, customers are saying, safety is so important to them. So can you bring us a little bit through the Explorer and the kind of state-of-the-art safety features that it has?
Sure. Yeah, what you're standing in front of here is what we call a body in white. It's the body structure of the Explorer. Right. And yes, safety is one of our paramount features that has to be there. It's a must for our customer. And there's a lot of attention to detail throughout the whole vehicle to deliver the safety. Some of the things we highlighted on this vehicle to show you in red is the structure that
But you said it was a body in white. So why is it red?
We painted it red just for you, so you could follow the path of the load. So as the customer would hit the bumper beam, is actually designed very specially in the Explorer, and it's done with boron, a high-strength steel.
Right.
And the intent to doing that is it's a stronger and stiffer material than regular steel. And you can make it lighter weight, saves weight, better for fuel economy, so there's many attributes weaved in throughout the vehicle.
So customers get the fuel economy, but they don't compromise on safety.
Exactly.
They actually get better safety because it's stronger, you said, right?
Exactly. So the way this works is the loads would transfer up through here and going up the A-pillar.
Right.
So your loads are coming this way, and then
so
inside
it shoots right through the vehicle with the
yeah,
energy?
it's going, you're trying to manage the energy below and above the vehicle. outside of the cabin for the passenger.
Right.
And then we have the airbag content for the Explorer for the customer, obviously the driver and the passenger, the safety canopy going through all 3 loads.
Now, speaking of airbags,
yes.
Tell us about the industry first.
Yes, we have a industry first called rear inflatable belts.
Right.
And actually, I'd like to take you over and we'll inflate one on you to see
there we
feel
go.
what it's like. So if
It's
you want to come
highlight
on
of my
over,
day.
yeah, exactly. We won't put you in a crash first. We'll just have you feel it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that sounds better.
We don't want to make it your worst day. So the intent of the way the rear inflatable belt works, if you want to have a seat here and buckle up.
Of course. Let's see.
Right here.
There's a buckle.
So this is just a demo, obviously, and if you let go of it, and it'll inflate for you and let you feel. And as it's expanding, the idea is it's distributing the load of the seat belt, and it's over 5 times more distributed so that you don't point load on a child or on an elderly person with more brittle bones.
Because they generally are more apt to sit in the rear of the vehicle, right?
Exactly. So this is the rear inflatable belt where you don't have airbags.
And this is an industry first.
It's like a well-crafted piece of furniture. I mean, we really paid attention to the finer details where you have all these net fits, you don't have any gaps or margins. And people may consider that just little nits, but it adds up to a feeling, and our customers in research definitely agreed. I mean, they said this is just one of the most beautiful interiors they've ever seen.
And even the finishes, like on the cluster here, you have the piano black finish.
Exactly.
And even the feel of how you turn the knobs, and it feels very technical, very precise.
Yeah, I mean, and none of that's by accident. I mean, we do force feel curves on switch feel. We benchmark the best in the industry so that when we come in our class, we know that we can be best in class when we deliver our vehicle.
Now, capability, when you talk to customers who bought SUVs, the capability of the vehicle, the ability to handle different terrains and those type of things is so important. So tell us what kind of features we got on the Explorer that check that box in a best-in-class, world-class kind of way for folks.
Yeah, you're right. Capability is huge for our customers. But what they also told us is they want simplicity. So they really value the simplicity of what we call our train management switch. So if you look here, as the person's driving along, they can be in normal mode. And they don't have to have their foot, if they come into a terrain like snow, mud, or sand, they don't have to worry if they're in park. They don't have to have their foot on the brake. They literally can just turn the dial.
So on the fly?
On the fly.
And it'll switch.
And it'll switch for them. And it'll notify to them and on the cluster, and they'll be told exactly where they need, what mode they're in, and they can feel comfort and simply at peace that they're in the right terrain.
Now, tell us a little bit about, we're launching what we call My Ford Touch on the Explorer. And tell us a little bit about that, because that's all about technology, but delivered to your point earlier, in a really simple way for customers to make their lives easier.
Yeah, I really like the My Ford Touch. I kind of relate it to like a smartphone. It has these beautiful displays that people pick up, and instantly just the definition and the crispness of the display, exudes technology. But at the same time, you don't want technology for technology's sake.
Right, just intimidating.
Yeah, you don't want to intimidate. The idea is useful for the customer. So we always have voice controlled so that people can use it. Right. Or the hand controls are very much like people have on everyday cell phones, right? It's just the 5 buttons and the OK button in the center. And you can control either through your voice or through toggling it with these switches or through pushing on the systems. And you have climate and navigation and radio and phone.
There's always a lot of pride, right, about working and reinventing an icon. And there's also that little bit of tinge of a little bit of anxiety about, oh my gosh, I'm working on an icon.
Yeah, pressure.
But pressure, whatever you want to call it. But, it's so glad to see the team really rising the occasion and coming up with this fantastic product.